Today, I'll reveal some of these forbidden truths that society hides. They tell you that humans are good by nature, that we're all guided by kindness, fairness, and a deep-seated sense of morality. But is that really the truth? If you look closely at history, at politics, at psychology, and even at your own life, you'll find a very different story. From the ruthless political strategies of Machiavelli to the deceptive arts of war described by Sun Tzu, one stark reality emerges. Human beings are often ruled by much darker, more primal instincts. Today, we're diving deep into the shadows. We're going to uncover 7 forbidden truths about human nature. These are the truths that society doesn't want you to know, the ones they don't teach you in school. But if you want to understand the world, protect yourself, and truly thrive, you need to understand them. So, are you ready to see what's behind the curtain? Let's begin. The first dark truth is that envy is far stronger than admiration. Think about it. When someone you know achieves something great, what's the first flicker of emotion you feel? Is it pure, unadulterated joy for them? Or is there a tiny, uncomfortable sting? Psychology actually confirms this. Studies show that when someone close to us succeeds, our brain can register it as a form of social pain before we even have a chance to feel pride for them. Machiavelli warned centuries ago that envy is far more dangerous than open hatred because it hides in the shadows. People might smile to your face and congratulate you, but secretly, they're wishing for your downfall. Never expect applause to last forever. The moment you start to climb, the knives of envy are being sharpened. So, what's the lesson here? Be strategic. Don't flaunt your victories. Learn to protect yourself from the quiet resentment of others. Because unchecked envy is a poison that can tear down everything you've built. This leads us to our second truth. People fear loss more than they desire gain. This is a powerful psychological principle known as loss aversion. We will fight tooth and nail to keep what we already have, much more fiercely than we will work to gain something new of equal value. Losing $100 feels way worse than the joy of finding $100. Leaders throughout history have understood and exploited this. They don't just promise a brighter future. They create a narrative where you are in danger of losing what you currently hold. Dear your security, your status, your way of life. This fear is a powerful motivator if you want to persuade people, if you want to spur them to action. Don't just dangle a reward in front of them. Show them what they stand to lose. It's a harsh reality, but fear of loss is one of the most reliable levers of human behavior. Now for truth number 3. Morality is often a mask for power. The philosopher Nietzsche famously argued that what we call morality is often a system created by the weak to restrain the strong. But it works both ways. The powerful also use morality as a cloak for their ambitions. Think about it. How many wars have been fought? How many empires have been built? All under the banner of justice, freedom, or doing the right thing. When someone is being excessively virtuous, constantly preaching about their high moral standards, it's wise to be skeptical. Ask yourself, what do they actually gain from wearing this mask of righteousness. Often, it's a tool to gain public support, to disarm opponents, or to justify actions that are, at their core, driven by pure self-interest. Morality can be a beautiful guide, but in the hands of the ambitious, it becomes a very effective weapon. Always look behind the virtuous words to see the true motive. Truth number 4 is a classic, but it's as true today as it was in Machiavelli's time. Fear is more reliable than love. Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Why? Because love is fickle. It relies on loyalty, gratitude, and emotional of which can change in an instant. Fear, on the other hand, is rooted in the instinct for self-preservation. It is constant in the world of business, in politics, and yes, even in personal relationships. People are more likely to comply when they're afraid of the consequences. A boss who is loved might be taken advantage of. A boss who is feared gets results. Now, I'm not saying you should be a tyrant, but understanding this principle is crucial. If you rely solely on goodwill and affection to get what you want, you will eventually be disappointed. Building respect is key, and sometimes a healthy dose of fear of letting you down. Fear of the consequences is what truly commands obedience. Let's move on to the 5th truth. Most people are followers, not leaders. It's called the herd instinct, and it's one of the most powerful forces in human society. We are wired to conform. We find safety in numbers. This is why people will follow trends, adopt group opinions, and even participate in things they know are wrong, just to fit in. The Asch conformity experiments proved this decades ago. People will deny the evidence of their own eyes just to agree with the group. Only a tiny fraction of people have the courage to break away from the herd, to think for themselves, and to forge their own path. And it's these individuals, the lone wolves, who end up shaping history. The crowd will always ridicule the person who stands apart, until that person succeeds. Then the herd turns and follows them. If you aspire to anything great, you must cultivate the strength to resist the pull of the crowd. You have to be willing to be misunderstood and criticized. The path to leadership is almost always a lonely one at first. This brings us to our 6th and perhaps most cynical truth. Self-interest rules everything. Every action a person takes, no matter how selfless it appears, is ultimately rooted in some form of self-interest. Even acts of kindness often come with a hidden payoff. It could be for reputation, for social status, for the good feeling we get from helping, or to create a sense of obligation in the other person. This doesn't mean genuine altruism doesn't exist, but it does mean you should never blindly trust that someone's motives are pure. People will be your friend. They will support you. They will even love you, as long as it serves their interests in some way. The moment it no longer benefits them, their loyalty can vanish. The key is not to become a bitter cynic, but to become a realist. Learn to look past the surface and understand what's in it for them. This understanding will protect you from betrayal and manipulation. And finally, our 7th dark truth. Power respects only power. Weakness does not inspire sympathy. It invites predation. In the jungle, predators go after the sick and the weak. The world of human dynamics is no different. Whether it's in international politics, the corporate boardroom, or schoolyard bullying, power only acknowledges an equal or greater force. Nations don't negotiate with beggars. They negotiate with equals. If you want respect, you cannot simply ask for it. You cannot demand it from a position of weakness. You must build your own power. This power can be financial, intellectual, social, or strategic. When you become someone who cannot be easily dismissed or ignored, that is when you will earn genuine respect. Don't plead for a seat at the table. Build your own table, and they will come to you. So there you have it. 7 dark, uncomfortable truths about human nature. Envy trumps admiration. Fear of loss is stronger than desire for gain. Morality is a mask for power. Fear is more reliable than love. Most people are followers. Self-interest is king, and power only respects power. These truths aren't meant to make you pessimistic. They're meant to make you a realist. Ignoring them makes you a pawn in someone else's game. But accepting and understanding them, that's how you start to become a player, a master of your own destiny. Because the game of life is already in motion. The only question left is, will you be a player or will you be played? Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. If this opened your eyes, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that challenges the way you see the world. I'll see you in the next one.